If you want to learn to DJ and you're not sure what it's all about, this video has you covered. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 tips to help you get started, and by the end of the video, you're going to be thinking like a DJ. Now, the beauty of learning to DJ is absolutely everyone can do it. I've taught people from as young as 8 to as old as 80, and most of these people had no background in music or experience of any kind. Now, there is a way to teach people to DJ, right? And the truth is, after running clubs and DJing every week for nearly 20 years and teaching for the last 5 years, I do know what works and what doesn't, and I'm here to help inspire you to take the first step. So learning to DJ does not have to be hard nor expensive. I truly believe the hardest step is simply deciding you want to do it and then sticking to it for a bit. So I guarantee you're going to be surprised with how quickly you can pick it all up and how much fun and addictive it can be on so many levels. So let's assume you're in, right? So what now? Well, firstly, you do have some decisions to make, okay? Just to get a clear vision. The clearer your vision, the more you can move towards it like quicker, right? And get immediate results. So firstly, right, are you going to go for it and buy gear? And if so, what kind of gear do you want to get and how much are you willing to spend? So here's the thing, you don't have to spend a lot to get started. Even the bottom end controllers share the same basic operations as the club gear. And I know heaps of people, right, that have basically started and like become really good on cheap gear. So personally, right, if you have any intention though of playing in clubs, I would go though for any gear that's basically Pioneer that reads Rekordbox, as when playing in clubs, the venue's most likely going to expect you to use USBs, and Rekordbox is the DJ software used to prepare your music for USB, but Rekordbox also works with Rekordbox controllers. Now, another advantage of using Rekordbox is even the entry-level controllers come with a full version of Rekordbox, so you can get used to all of Rekordbox features from the start. Now, if you have no idea on how to use Rekordbox or even Serato, go to the free videos on my website where I have videos basically on choosing the right gear, how to find and prepare your music, and also like DJ software walkthrough videos on Rekordbox and Serato. So here's the thing though, I know Denon's making a move, okay? There's some of the Denon gear does look good, and let's say you've got something though already that's not Rekordbox, it really doesn't matter. Like once you know how to DJ, you're going to be able to DJ on everything. I always think it's the same. DJ software operates in the same way. Like it's just about preparing your music for the gear that you're using. Now, just quickly on that, right? I've got to walk. I'm just going on a quick tangent. But what happens is, I guess the difference between the club equipment and a lot of all-in-one controllers is that the club equipment has inbuilt screens. And if you see equipment that has inbuilt screens, what it means is you can load your songs on it independently without your computer. So with these ones here, I can load my songs with USB sticks. But that's what I was saying before, to prepare your music for USB sticks for the club gear, right? And Pioneer, at the moment, they've got the monopoly of the market in clubs. If you turn up to clubs, I would say 90% of the time it's Pioneer. Like in Australia anyway, it's 100% of the time. And that means all the club gear reads USBs, and to prepare your music for USB, it's Rekordbox. And that's why if you haven't got gear and you're thinking about playing in clubs, I would go for something that reads Rekordbox. But again, if you're not sure, have a look at my choosing DJ gear video. I go into a bit more about it. But again, if you have got something else, man, just get used to it. Just as long as you start playing, like I said, it's about taking that first step. Now, if you're not certain whether you want to do it or not, right, and you're not willing to buy gear even, you can 100% get used to like DJing using some apps, right, or basically free DJ software. In which case, I probably would still lean towards Rekordbox or Serato. You can get free versions of both of these. And if you're using an app, right, maybe even DJ2, that's like a good one as well. So I'll link that stuff in below. But I guess the advantage of using Serato Lite and DJ2 is you can stream music straight onto the gear. So it's basically easy enough to get a feel for it with little to no investment up front. So I have some videos coming up on basically in this channel, right, with walkthroughs on how to mix with computers like Rekordbox and Serato without any gear, and also how to use some apps. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so basically you're aware of when they get released. Now, the next thing to consider after that is, so you've decided, yep, you're going to play, you're going to do for it, but what kind of music genre do you want to specialize in? So if you're unsure about genres, check out the video I have all about music genres on my channel, right? And I'll link it in now. But this is going to help you to clarify the main genres DJs play. But in saying that, I personally feel once you learn to mix, you can play any genre of music. People always say to me that they think you need to know your songs to know how to DJ, but I disagree. Once you know music and the formula used to make all songs, right, that every artist and producer follows, music becomes predictable. The only real difference can be how long do you draw out your transitions for. For instance, for vocal-driven music, I most likely have to mix faster to avoid vocals on vocals. However, with techno and the deeper kinds of house, you can usually layer your songs and play both songs together for an extended period of time. Now, both methods are super fun, and if you want more on that, I have a video coming up on the different types of transitions a DJ can do, which is a must watch. I think it's coming out like maybe next week or the week after, so definitely hit subscribe, the notification bell to make sure that you see that. The next question people have is, where do you get your songs from and how do you prepare your music? Now, to load songs onto most DJ gear, you are going to need the actual files. Now, this means either finding them and downloading them online, or you may even consider DJ pools where you can pay monthly subscriptions to get unlimited downloads. Now, when you think about it, right, even the streaming services charge about $10 a month, and most DJ pools are around that same price, but the difference is with the DJ pools is they allow you to download and keep the song forever, which means you're not relying on an internet connection, and they also give you full versions of the songs with intros and outros, which makes mixing your songs like so much easier. Now, these sites also have loads of remixes, mashups, transition tracks, and other DJ tools that can really bring a professional edge to your mixing. So say for instance, like you're into commercial music, I'd probably check out BPM Supreme or DJ City. And if you like the deeper kinds of house and some variations of house that perhaps is a little bit more obscure and harder to find, I'd check out Soundio.com. But basically, I'll link that in below. So in short, researching and downloading songs can be so much fun. And if you want more info on this, check out my Finding Music video. Like, you can get lost in it. Like, that in itself, it's just a good way to kind of, if you love music, finding music that you can play and then actually getting it ready and putting it all together, it can be really addictive. So that leads us to our last point, and that is understanding how it all works. And that means, let's say then you've decided, yep, you're going to get some gear. You've thought about what genre you want to start with. Maybe you've even gone and built a playlist in Rekordbox and you're ready to go. So now all you need to know is how can you mix like a pro quickly. So this is a whole video in itself, right? And I'll do some on that. But at the end of the day, here's the thing. You're going to need to know how to import your songs into your DJ software and build a playlist. And then basically how to load that playlist onto the gear. So here's the thing, right? The club equipment has inbuilt screens. So anything that has an inbuilt screen, right, you can load your songs using USBs. But to get your music onto USB, you'll have to run it through Rekordbox. So check out my Rekordbox video on that. But again, Rekordbox can be like an app in itself where you're just kind of like finding songs that go well together, maybe crafting a playlist, and then you just basically export the music onto the USB. Or if you've got a controller, you can then hook the controller up to the computer and the computer becomes the screen. So that's actually really cool as well. So that means then no matter the gear, you've probably got rotary selectors on the gear, and that means when you turn the rotary selector, it either you can load it on the screen here directly, or if you're connecting a computer, you can use a rotary selector to search and select songs on your actual computer. Now, once you've actually loaded the song, right, then the next step, I guess, is knowing how the gear works. So that means, you know, obviously there'll be a play button, you know, but let's say I'm playing a song here and then I'm going to mix this one in. Well, then not only is it hitting play at the right time, which is huge, you know, it's like whereabouts in the song do you come in on? And I'll go into that. I'm going to have another video coming up like exactly on the mixing process. That's the next video in this series. So definitely subscribe, hit the notification bell because you want to see that, I promise you. But that's going to talk a little bit about coming in at the right time. But then if you do, let's say then I've got a song playing here and I introduce this song at the right time, right? Then if you're playing both songs together, you need to make sure that the songs are not only at the same speed, but then when you hit play, actually lining up the beats with your jog wheel, which is called beat matching, which we'll do by learning by ear. But again, I've got a beat matching video on that. And then once you beat match and then bring it in and mix them together with the mixer here, right? Then it's deciding how long are you going to play both songs together for. And if you are playing both songs together for a longer period of time, it's controlling how those songs sit together with the EQ. Once you have the mixing process down, which by the way, in my course, I have some drills that will make it like second nature for you in under an hour. But once you've done that, right, you can start adding loops and effects, and that's going to bring a real level of excitement and professionalism to your mixing. But I first strongly encourage that you get the mixing process down 110%. So here's the thing, if you have no idea what the mixing process is, I suggest that you go to the free video training link below, and I'm going to send you like a PDF with the mixing process with a whole bunch of free videos that will help you get started as a DJ. So I'll jump on that, I honestly would. So in short, as an overview, this is what you need to do. Number one, I guess decide you want to learn. And if you're here watching it, let's just do it, man. Just take a step. You'll feel good about making progress, I promise. Number two, download some free DJ software on your computer. Have a play around with it, right? And from there, think about what kind of gear you would like and start messing around with mixing two songs, okay? Then, what I'm gonna do, right, in the next video, I'm gonna do a quick run through of all the steps discussed above with the mixing process spelled out. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a beat. Never miss a beat. You'll wanna see every video in this season. Like, I've got some really cool stuff coming up.